Ladies and gentlemen, I have something extremely entertaining for us today. It is the PvP show match of the century. Spawning in the top right of Entombed Valley is CombatEX, the creator of the combat cannon, one of the most polarizing and controversial figures in the StarCraft 2 community. He's done such things as YouTube videos, and as we all know, he's sniped pro players quite a bit, and he's been extremely obnoxious, and he's cleaned up his act a bit, which is fine and dandy. And in the bottom left, his opponent, EGIncontrol, team captain of Team Evil Geniuses, winner of WCG USA 2007. Now, as both players put down a pylon in their base, so no 10-10 gate coming out of combat, as we are known he likes to do sometimes. I will note that these games are a couple months old, but this show match was so spectacular and so awaited by many that even though the replays were kind of old, I felt obligated and compelled to bring them to you. So basically, back in the day, 2011, CombatEX would snipe EGIncontrol and stream cheat and just be a dick, basically. And EGIncontrol didn't want to give him attention because he was a troll. Then CombatEX made a YouTube video calling out EGIncontrol to a show match. EGIncontrol denied, he declined, said, "No, this dude's a clown, I'm not going to give him any more attention than he deserves." CombatEX basically accused him of dodging and whatnot, as we see double gas coming out of both players. And a gateway in base, and we know Combat's not stream cheating because his probe is scouting the wrong base first. So obvious clean play here. So anywho, CombatEX calls out EGIncontrol. EGIncontrol declines because he doesn't want to give Combat any extra attention, and CombatEX disappears. He quote unquote retires for a few months. And he came back, and this replay is from the time after he retired and came back. So this isn't that old. This isn't 2011. This is like late-ish 2012. So normal time cyber cores coming out of both players. And I don't know if you're able to read the chat perfectly, but both players agreed that after this public match game, this would begin a best of 5 for $100. So this will be the first game of a best of 5 show match between CombatEX and EGIncontrol. And now that I'm done introducing the players, I will go on to full-on cast. We have Cybercore with Gateway, Warp Gate Research being chronoed out by EGIncontrol, as well as a Stalker being chronoed out. Now, Combat's known for his probe harass almost as much as Huck, and you can see right here he's putting down a pylon. This is nothing but a bluff. EGIncontrol knows it. EGIncontrol just scouted Combat. There's no forge. So EGIncontrol probably not even going to react to this, and it's probably going to be cancelled anyway, as predicted. And another gateway coming down for EGIncontrol. And back in base Combat, we have a gateway at the ramp along with the Cybercore, and this looks like a tight wall off, but it's not. You can get through here, and a Stargate coming out of CombatEX. This is something Combat likes to do a lot. He more or less gets a lot of Phoenix, and then it keeps the other Protoss player in his base because he can just run around and pick up all of his probes. And his Protoss players know once you move out with Protoss, you're kind of committed to moving out. You can't really leave units behind. You don't have queens at your bases like Zergs, you know, stuff like that. So EGIncontrol's going to poke up with the Stalkers, and Combat doesn't really have anything to defend it. He has sentries, so he's just going to force field off the ramp indefinitely, it looks like. But as soon as the Stargate finishes, Combat will be good. It'll be interesting to see if he opts for the Void Ray first or pure Phoenix. From what I've seen of his stream, he usually likes to go Phoenix, but with these Stalkers here, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Void Ray. And, as predicted, or not really predicted, but it's a Phoenix. So EGIncontrol definitely going for a Blink build here, as you see. Chrono Boost coming down on the Cyber. And 2 gates, he would probably elect to get a 3rd. And then what you want to do with this build is get the Stalkers about right here on the ramp, get vision, put a pylon here, blink up, and then warp in on the high ground. Although Combat's doing a very good job of force fielding the ramp, EGIncontrol's going to have to cancel this if he wants to hold. Yep, and not hold. One Phoenix out for combat. He probably doesn't want to show in control in the Stargate tech until he gets more Phoenix. So at this point, it almost looks like in control has stalled out. I mean, I could be wrong, but as soon as combat gets these Phoenix going, we'll be in good shape. Another force field going down on the ramp, and a Phoenix moving across the map, probably to scout in control. In control, trying to put down another pylon, almost loses the probe. That would have been horrendous. Goes ahead and puts down the pylon, but it'll probably have to be cancelled again. Puts down another pylon. In control, really committed to this attack, and a void ray is coming out for combat at this point. And if in control doesn't blink up on the high ground quick, he's gonna be screwed. Oh, he's up. He got vision. He blinked. This is bad news bears for CombatEX. He can't really hold this. Letting in control get up the ramp was a huge mistake. He is using the Phoenix gravitational beam to lift the stalkers up so they can't attack, but this is going to be very, very hard to hold for combat. He's invested all of his gas into Stargate units and sentries. In control now, running down the throat of CombatEX. One gateway down for combat, although there is a void ray out. And in control with the Manor Nexus. Hello! Void Ray gonna do a lot of work to these stalkers. It takes a lot of stalker shots to kill a Void Ray. Phoenix are doing a great job of picking up the Void Rays. More stalkers moving in for in control. It doesn't look like in control is gonna be able to break this. Void Ray taking tremendous damage, however, and the Void Ray falls. Oh, the Manor Nexus. I love it. Love it. Anyway, the stalkers are pushing up the ramp. CombatEX selecting to throw down a few more gates as he lost the one at his ramp. And another Void Ray coming out. Chrono going down on the Stargate. Combat definitely needs another Void Ray to hold this. In control, pressing hard. Both players are still, of course, on one base. And if combat loses the Cyber Core, it could be horrendous. Phoenix doing a nice job of picking off stalkers. In control, very low on money. Warping in as much as he possibly can. In control, got a robo at home, has an observer. Great for blinking up onto the high ground, obviously, as well as an immortal on the way. And combat really needs to not lose that Cyber Core. And in control, as you can see, canceled the Nexus. And nice lifts. Void Rays aggressing. Looks like in control is going to have to back out here. His little blink attack failed. Although if combat loses these Void Rays, it's going to be close, guys. And I think even if combat loses the Void Ray, as he does, he will hold. So, yeah, in control is going to lose that Stalker. What do we have for both players? We have a Robo and a Twilight Council for in control. 3 gates and 1 base. CombatEX sending the Phoenix over. And for combat, we have 4 gates, a severely damaged Cyber Core, an expansion, and a Stargate. So if you ask me, the advantage would be to CombatEX here. And you can see right here, in control, opting for the Dark Shrine. Let's find it. There it is. Very well hidden. In control is known for his Dark Templar plays. And in CombatEX is right, the Nexus might have cost him, but Combat has no Robo and no Forge, so these DTs could hit him right in the mouth and make him auto-lose. I really don't see in control losing this. As long as CombatEX doesn't get detection, because he has no Robo or Forge. That means he will be really, really boned as soon as I'm sure many of you know. But as soon as this Dark Shrine finishes, I really don't see any end to this game other than CombatEX losing to Dark Templar. He finally starts a Robo. I think he got a peek with those Phoenix. I mean, I don't really see any other reason. But the Dark Shrine is about to finish, and in control, it'll be interesting to see if CombatEX can get at an observer in time, and the 2 DTs are warping in as in control's army screams across the map. CombatEX trying to get some nice hold position micro off. In control trying to bust through, and he gets in. A little bit of a micro mistake by Combat there. Just the Dark Templar running into the base, seeing the Robo, smartly focusing it down. CombatEX is probably going to try to force field in control off so he can't kill the Robo. Looks like he's giving up on it. CombatEX putting down 2 forges in a robo, desperately trying to pump out detection. EGIncontrol killing this pylon, which is very smart because even if this finishes, he won't be able to get an observer. CombatEX's best bet would just be to all in at this point, and EGIncontrol knows it. EGIncontrol bringing his main army back to his own base. CombatEX knows he's boned at this point. He's just going to all in EGIncontrol. EGIncontrol, DT's doing tremendous damage. But this is the money right here. This is the fight that will determine the game. EGIncontrol floating a lot of money. EGIncontrol is going to be really hard to hold. Combat with the 3 Void Rays. But he has Dark Templar at home that CombatEX has no detection for. Oh, EGIncontrol with the BM. Uh-oh, but CombatEX's unit slipped by. This is going to be close. It looks like EGIncontrol's going to hold here, folks. He has too many units. Good amount of Stalkers and Zealots with the Immortal. The Immortal, of course, huge in PvP. And CombatEX really just needs to tap out here. He has no detection at home, no probes. Or, I guess he does have probes, but no mining probes currently. And this game's over, folks. Sorry to say it, but EGIncontrol with the amazing Dark Templar play, and CombatEX will decide to tap out here. Game 1 of the best of 5 goes to EGIncontrol. The rest of the games will be up shortly. Enjoy it, folks.